What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to glass and also lay down vinyl correctly so that you can get it contoured around rounded or difficult areas. This is just going to be like a very basic idea of what you need to do and reading the vinyl. Today we're going to be working on my car. We're going to be wrapping the fender. On my car specifically, there are some difficult areas when it comes to wrapping and getting the vinyl down smoothly. It's not like a simple, square or flat car. It's actually quite round. So we're gonna go ahead and lay the vinyl down, and I'm gonna show you how to squeegee, glass, and contour the vinyl around a complex area on my car. Alright guys, so before we do anything, we wanna make sure we mask off and clean and prep the whole entire panel before we even lay vinyl anywhere near it. So what I did was I cleaned the edges around the whole entire fender. I popped the hood to make it easier for me to tuck and work the vinyl around this corner of the fender here, and also went ahead and just prepped all the edges and corners and masked off the headlight just to make things a little easier for this install. Today we're using Vivid's new color, Riviera Porsche GT3. They call it Smurf Blue, but it is a Riviera color. So I'm going to show you how to lay the vinyl down and glass it out and squeegee to help you guys get the vinyl around some of these areas. It's all about reading the vinyl and taking your time. Just going to go ahead, pull the backing out, and just, in this case, just lay it right here. It's tacked pretty nicely. Adhesive on Vivid is quite aggressive because of the heat in my garage right now. It is heat activated, so you can hear how much it pulls back. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay it down right here so it doesn't pull back up. Pull it back up there, get the backing away from the bottom of the vinyl, making sure not to rub on anything. And since I've tacked down the back of the fender there, I'm gonna go ahead and hold the corners really tightly and pull away. This is considered glassing, all right? You have to read it. It's considered using a triangle method from the center of the vinyl. So instead of pulling straight at you like this, see how you have fingers going towards you? If you have the triangle method away from each other, you have more of a glassed, flat looking area. Just imagine if you were loosely lay it down, you're gonna have problems. See, you can see right there, there's air bubbles all over. So before we start, I'm gonna pull with most of your body weight, okay, and we're gonna glass it. So my left hand's going to the left, my right hand's going to the right. We're gonna pull away from the center of the vinyl and just lay it down. So what I did now is cause the vinyl to stretch out this way and out. I have lines going down this way, straight towards me, which is good, but I also want it to go down this way. So since the top part of the vinyl is relatively flat, I'm just gonna go ahead and just squeegee that out, okay? So there are some bubbles in here, which it has air regress, or air release in that term. So that's good. Works pretty well actually. A little up here too. Right at the edge of the fender right here, you can see the edge. I'm just gonna get my finger right underneath there, but I'm not gonna pass that line. So let's move up here. I have a big air bubble here. You can't pop that out even with the air release. It's just not right to do. You're just gonna have problems in the long run. So you're better off just pulling it up. So I put my finger underneath here like a C shape. And I just lift it straight up. Now you can start working those fingers out, and now that big air bubble is pushed out to the side. If you do have a giant bubble, more than a quarter, I do recommend trying to get that out instead of trying to push it down. Now we got to work on the bottom. The bottom does have these lines and these bubbles, you see that? And it's going to be really hard to get it down there to lay flat and smooth. So what you want to do now here, you're going to have to pull it back some. The fingers go out pretty far out here, and you don't want that, okay? You don't want to work with that. So let's just imagine this whole entire sheet is actually 4 inches wider than what it is. So you want to go and just pull all of this back, okay? So what I did there is that sometimes the tack is so high it's hard to kind of like pop it out, right? So making sure that your hands are dry and clean and grease free, you can actually pull some tension underneath there and just tap it, and it will lift up just like that. So the whole point of doing that is that you see now the fingers are gone. And if you see, I run my finger around this edge here, it's completely smooth. right? It's beautiful. That's what you want before you actually go and glass this out, or you can squeeze it down. But in this case, we're gonna go ahead and use a wrap glove, holding tension right here where I want the vinyl to go and pulling just slightly. It's gonna help glass it while you work it in. So I'm running my finger right here above the headlight, and now I'm going to just work it in with my thumb, okay? All the way through. You don't wanna go too fast, but you also wanna overlap a bit. So if you see closely, I'm not going down here and going past it, okay? So what I did there was going an inch below where that last line was. That can cause a big bubble like that right here, okay? You don't want that. You want to just overlap it if you can and just work it into that recess. We haven't used any heat yet, okay? Although it would help tremendously. In this case, I'm just trying to show you guys how to do this with no heat. But now we do have some problems here. You can see on the camera, there are 2 stress lines right here. Tons of tension because it's sitting on the headlight, okay? Since the vinyl is all connected in one piece, it's pulling all that tension here, which can cause problems with overstretching in this corner. Now, you can't technically overstretch it since I didn't put any heat on it, but if you wanted to lay this in a lot smoother, you can add a relief cut. If you mask the whole headlight, you know, double layered with a good masking tape, you can gently run the blade across it and not cut the lens. So in this case, I know the fender goes all the way out to here. I'm going to gently run the blade across here. Be careful not to touch the headlights at all. Seeing how I kind of put it in a 30-degree angle of the vinyl and the headlight, because the bottom part of the vinyl wasn't even touching the headlight, as you can see here. So I had a little bit of space there to play. So now you can see the big line is pretty much gone just from this relief cut. I could cut a little bit more inside of here, but I'm gonna see how much I can get in into this corner of the fender without doing that. So I'm gonna just work it in. Same thing, hold, pull out with a little bit of tension, and just let that vinyl seat itself. Just like that. So this has a nice curve, and it kind of went out a little bit, so it kind of like concaved and convex at the same time. I was able to lay that in. So all I need to do is just a small little relief cut, but you have to remember with this relief cut, you don't want to go too aggressive with it or close to the edge, because one little pull, if you watch closely right here, can tear it like that. So I know in 3M it will tear easily. Vivid is more forgiving, so that's really good. Avery probably do the same. So now let's go ahead and work around the arch of the fender right here. So here we have to finish up the fender. You can just pull these back a little bit, assuming that I have 4 inches of vinyl than what I have now on the demonstration. Just pull it with a little bit of tension to where you see it's glass. Right now you can see there is like no tension at all, which is not good when you go to squeegeeing, because when you go to squeegeeing, right, you start having problems like that. Trapped air, you can crease and crinkle the vinyl, and you don't want that. So the only way to really resolve that without using any heat, honestly, is just tension. I'm just gonna put my finger underneath like a C shape, like that. As you can see, we're gonna pull, and then we're just gonna squeegee it in. Pull, and then squeegee it in. Pull, squeegee it in. But now we do have a little bit of problem here, okay? There's a lot of fingering, and the only way to really get rid of that is heat at this point. So not only that this is arched this way, it's arched this way, and it goes flat on the fender. So the only way to get rid of that is some heat. So I'm just gonna pull it back just a little bit so that the finger, like I mentioned before, is gone, and it's kind of smooth like that. So I'm just gonna hit the heat gun, right? I'm gonna keep my distance from the heat gun, and we're just gonna relax it a little bit. You see that? It's relaxed now. So now I can get my squeegee and it looks a lot better now. Okay, so I'm still having some finger issues, so we're gonna do it again. Hold the vinyl with some tension and add some heat. I'm just holding the vinyl. I'm not even pulling on it hard. I'm just holding it enough. So you gotta work fast before it cools down. Okay. So once you get there, you pretty much wrap your fender. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something today. Definitely laying vinyl down and contouring it and trying to work it and reading the lines and reading the vinyl to make it work with the body part is way more important than just laying some heat and stretching it over a panel, because ultimately it will fail over time. So it's very important to actually take your time, be patient, read the vinyl, read the lines, and kind of work around it. Most of the time, vinyl wrapping takes a lot of intuition and improvising when it comes to wrapping complex corners, curves, and edges and things like that. So I hope you learned something today in this video, and make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment. If you have any more questions, I can answer it for you. And if you're a new time subscriber, please subscribe. I have tons of content on this channel. And yeah, if you like vinyl wrapping, stay tuned for the next video.